I think I need to use that as a background for something at some point. Something unsettling. It'd be a good month for it if I could find something to put over that. Some reading or something. Anyway, how is everybody out there? I see you have returned for more nonsense, and more nonsense you shall have. I have to apologize for last week. But, yeah, a few hours before the stream would have started last Sunday, to make a long story short, I'd already had a bad weekend. It did not gone well. And just the cherry on top of that particular flavor of sundae was that after having a lousy day or a lousy night at a Halloween festival, then spending a good portion of the pre-stream time Saturday at a tire shop to fix the tire that had blown out of my car the night before. Sunday, I wake up and realize that I hadn't seen one of our particular cats in a few days. And this one particular cat had been kind of sick for the past months, 2, 3, something like that. But I remembered seeing this cat go into my closet in my bedroom. And I don't recall it ever seeing her come out. But then again, I'd been gone from the house. I saw her go in there last Friday afternoon, but on a hunch, I opened the closet back up, and there indeed she still was. And she'd apparently picked out that closet to go die in. And this was just a few hours before the stream. So I spent the rest of the day kind of cuddling with her and trading off with my daughter. My daughter cuddled with her too, and the next day took her to the vet and had her put to sleep. So I was not, to put it mildly, I was not in any way, shape, or form able to stream on Sunday. All you would have gotten was me crying for 4 hours, and I'm sure somebody might find that entertaining somewhere, but it's not the type of entertainment I wish to put out. So there you go. That's why we missed last Sunday. But we are back. Oh, we are back. And this game still owes me answers. And despite the protestations of a certain individual, it's going to give me answers. One way or the other. So let's get started again, shall we? Just to make sure, I did read these, right? Yeah, I remember the notebook, page 85. Okay. AD 1983. So we're back the 4th year of the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse, 1 year after Satoshi Hojo's disappearance. I hadn't been able to get used to my new school in Okonomiya, but I had some friends there now. Oh yeah, to catch up, I guess the relevant points to bring up from what happened last chapter, as Shion revealed herself to be Shion and not Mion to try to save Satoshi's life. and then had to pull out 3 of her fingernails for it. That's kind of the summary we need, right? Right. There's also some other stuff about how now the family already probably knew, but she's now fully exposed as Shion, and she's having to live her own life, and she's not allowed to live in Hinamizawa. Hey, you think you can tell this game what to do? It hadn't worked for me yet. But now Shion must live in Okonomiya and never set foot in Hinamizawa again. I'm going to guess there is something, sometime very soon, that rescinds this order. Because, as you know, as I know, as we all know, from the previous game, Shion does indeed start to set foot in Hinamizawa, at least around the time Keiichi shows up. Which is about where we are now. Just in case you're wondering, 1 year after the disappearance of Satoshi, yes, that's about when Keiichi kept showing up, so we will see if we are there. Anyway, I hadn't been able to get used to my new school in Okonomiya, but I had some friends there now. Since I get a part-time job at my relative's store, I had some extra pocket money too. I ended up living with my parents after all, so I didn't have to pay for living expenses. It felt great to get to freely spend the money I earned from working. I still use the room Kasai set up for me from time to time. It was a convenient hideout for when I didn't want to see my parents. In fact, I was planning to spend the day there today. That's what teachers do, Shion. My dad got upset, and that was why I didn't want to stay at home. I had been asking for it, though. My teacher should know that when Dad is Yakuza, and that he gets really scary when he's mad. On the whole, my life had been going well so far, except, perhaps, that it was boring. The reason I could enjoy this lifestyle is probably because I had to live in secret before. It was a great relief to be able to live without having to fake my identity. Well, that might have been a valuable experience. I think I learned from it. Also, I'm not doing anything, it just, some of the text on here just automatically pops up and some of it scrolls into existence. I don't know why. I'm hitting the same button I hit for the exact same length of time every time, but, you know, it's doing a thing. I was going grocery shopping and thought I'd get enough food for a week or so. My parents would appreciate my presence more after missing me for a week. I was doing this for their sakes. A buck off. I knew how to save my pocket money. I was in a good mood. I spun around with my arms spread out. I felt like I was inside a little whirlwind. And I apparently smacked into something. Yeah, there we go. My arm hit a motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. It obviously wasn't where it was supposed to be. Are we just gonna relive past history already? Are we seriously going there? I gave the motorcycle a kick with no hesitation. There were 3 motorcycles lined up in a row. They all fell like dominoes. It was beautiful and so much fun. Oh? This was odd. I felt like I'd gone through this exact same experience before. While blinking my eyes in an effort to recall when that was, some people grabbed me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alley. It looked like these punks were the owners of those motorcycles. They started shouting at me. This really was strange. I was having deja vu. So, this is the point when Keiichi comes into this story? We can all guess that. That's right. It was when I met Satoshi-kun for the first time. He came to save me. If I pretended to cry again now, would he come to save me again? I made a wish, and I started pretending to cry and beg for mercy. At that time, I doubted my ears.
いい加減にしやがれ。
Yep. Yep.
もう泣いてるじゃねえかよ。
It was a boy about my age. I couldn't quite see his face because of the light illuminating him from behind.
Satoshi-kun?
Of course, it couldn't be him. It couldn't be. When I snapped out of my daydream, I realized that it wasn't Satoshi-kun after all. He looked less gracious than Satoshi-kun, so to speak. If Satoshi-kun was pristine and untouched, then this guy would have scratches all over him. Wow, you're being harsh, aren't you? But although they were somehow completely different, I got a similar impression from him, somehow. Yeah, it is nice we get a full sprite for Keiichi. That hadn't happened too often.
んじゃおらいいとこ見たっつんかこらちょっと痛い目見せらっすんとか言ってみシャラスかったんぞあれ
We know Keiichi has powers. What are gonna happen to the delinquents? The boy looked a bit taken aback.
いや、もう泣いてるんだから、それくらいで勘弁してあげてもいいんじゃないかな。
Okay, nope, typical Keiichi. Does not have his club powers right now. Oh well.
あんなことを命にされとんじゃおらか
うわー！タマ暴力は良くないぜ。
What was up with this guy? That is a question we've been asking ourselves for 4 3/4 games now. I felt ashamed that I mistook him for Satoshi-kun even for a second. He seemed cool at first, but he wasn't as cool as Satoshi-kun after all.
いや、だからバイクが倒れたのはお気の毒と思いますよ。でもですね、どうか機嫌を直されてですね。どうしたら機嫌を直してくださるんですかね。
That's a loaded question.
いや、もちろん私たちはお金なんか持ってないんですがね。
おおそうじゃの金がなかったらなあ
It could be in just an invisible sling. It could have already been broken. I have a feeling it's about to be broken very soon.
金がのうならっしゃ体で払ってもおっかないっしゃなこんなよう見ると結構イケてるもんな
Yeah, no.
もうじゃこの後
Somebody come shoot these guys, would you? Hey, are you kidding me? I tightened my grip on the stun gun in my pocket. Then I turned it up to the maximum intensity. Don't hold a grudge against me if you die, pervs.
おお俺さ一度カイコちゃんはべらせて街のべりたくてさ
They indulged in their imaginations, which aroused their spirits. Hey now, why are you perverts closing in on me? Your gross hands are groping the air. Are you gonna try and violate me?
タイトミにもええの
It's Japan. Actual guns are probably really hard to get, even for Yakuza family members.
ミニミニあーっし にしやるけ。
あんたら冗談でしょ。その汚い手で私に触れるな。
Keiichi, now would be a really good time for you to do something. There you go. Then a flash of light cut through the air. Was that the boy?
このボケなす動画。
It took him a bit to get his club powers back, but there you go. Blows like thunderbolts knock the punks down. Wow, so he was actually strong after all?
なあ、何しさらすんじゃ。へこまされたいんか。
お前らは分かっていない。分かっていない。
何がじゃ。
タイトミニには萌えがない。
Of course, this is where Keiichi's going to go with this.
そして肌色面積は控えめに。
Excuse me a second, folks. What the heck is bothering me? Okay. Our former protagonist, ladies and gentlemen.
たとえお天道様が西から昇ることがあろうとも。
Keiichi deserves to have everything that comes later happen all at once to him and only him.
絶対これは萌え業界の鉄則だ。いいかよく聞け、ど素人ども。ホモ・サピエンスと動物の違いは何か。
I'm guessing with you, not much, but go on.
そう、衣服の着用だ。つまり人は肌以外の衣服の彩りがあって初めて人なのだ。つまり肌色を求めすぎる貴様らは人以下。動物と同じだ。貴様ら全員を強制する。
This is what's getting him riled up. This. Because someone said they were going to take her socks off. That's what's got him this wired. That's what made him tap into his club powers. Not what they were planning on doing. Just one detail of what they were going to do. One detail of it. I hate you, Keiichi.
「先ほどタイトミニを引き合いに出したな。例えばここに美少女と呼ぶにふさわしい女の子がいたとする。
We're really getting the detail about this.
美少女と一言に言ってもその裾野は広すぎる。それについて貴様らに抗議することは寿司山芸者から入った外国人に侍の美学を一から説明するより困難この上極まりない。
This is where we're going.
だからここでは最も普及していると思われる制服系で説明することとする。制服系の御三家といえば何か答えてみろ。
This hurts me where you can't show on a doll. Can Satoshi come back with his bat and beat Keiichi senseless first here? Please?
そうだな。制服、体操服、スクール水着だろう。なおセーラーかブレザーかの好みの違いは 制服にカテゴライズするものとする。もちろんブルマーかスパツかの違いも同様。すく水も紺か白かの違いはあるど、カテゴリーは同じ扱いだ。どうだ、これだけでも甘美な響きがするであろう。ではお前ら3人がこれらのうちの一つずつが好みであったと仮定しよう。おい不良 A、 お前は制服だ。不良 B、 お前は体操服。そして不良 C はすく水だ。
This is a thing that's happening right now. This is happening. Why is this happening? Why? I have no words. I'm just... Why? Why is this dialogue that they felt needed to be put in the game? Why? Why is this visual novel like this? And because Higurashi doesn't cut it for the answer here, that didn't cut it anymore. Can we get back to the grisly murder part, please? Can we have another hour-long description of fingernails being ripped out? I think I'd prefer that.
ではお前らの望む美少女がここにいてその衣装を着ているぞ。あると思え、あると信じろ、気合を入れろ。返事はオスか、さあイエスサーだ。バカ者、それでも軍人か。
I just...
よーし、描けたようだな。次に進むぞ。それらの萌え衣装と貴様らの馬鹿げた欲情に従いお色気ムンムンなタイトミニスカート姿を見比べてみろ。
I'm not reading this. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of happy that the team that did the voice work decided they didn't want to read this nonsense out loud either. Pheasants or birds? I don't think you want to go with calling them birds. I mean, it just doesn't seem, you know.
Get back here!
Did he say that in English? It sounded like he said that in English. I don't know. Apparently he can. That was clearly get back here. Sure, that part you read out loud. They beat you in World War II. Stop it. I bring that up because it has exactly as much relevance on the plot as this nonsense Keiichi's been shouting about here. At that point, I heard a bustle of people running this way. Oh good, they're involved in this nonsense. I saw several kids running toward us. Seemed like our backup had arrived. The three punks had just been standing there agape, but they started running away when they saw that many people.
さすが前原さんですね。たった一人であんな怖そうな3人組を釘付けにしちゃうなんて。3人の1人鼻血出してましたね。
Good to know he's even successfully corrupted the youth in this one.
前原さん、喧嘩も強いなんてすごいです。尊敬します。
俺の固有結界もますます磨きがかかったようだな。今に監督の固有結界メイドインヘブンに太刀打ちできるくらいに磨きをかけてやるぜ。と、そんなことはいいや。
That's a hell of a thing right there.
大丈夫かよ、ミオ。
The boy was apparently called Meibara. He turned around to face me and invaded all of my personal space. Even the way he mistook me for Mion sounded like Satoshi-kun. But Satoshi-kun isn't a pervert like him.
天下ごめんのミオンがどんな情け容赦のない必殺技で撃退してみせるかちょっと楽しみにして見てたんだぜ。まあさすがに男が3人がかりじゃきつかったってことか。そんなわけないよな。
I was still confused. I couldn't yet grasp the situation. You and me both. Who was this guy? Mion has friends like him? I was still spacing out in shock. So, I forgot to move until his hand touched my head.
まあなんだ。半べそ書いてたのは見なかったことにするからさ。まあ元気出せよ。な。
I mean, it's kind of playing out like Chapter 2 a little bit. Just a little. The boy called Meibara stroked my head roughly. It didn't feel good. It hurt, actually. But still, his hand had the same warmth. Later on, Mion told me about him. He was called Keiichi Meibara. Kei-chan for short. He's one grade below us. Not only that, but he just moved to Hinamizawa. Thanks to his attitude and lack of manners, he'd already become an idol in their class. Mion joyously explained all of this. Sure, he sounded like a fun kid. I knew why Mion was into him. But Satoshi-kun is way cooler. He wasn't worth stealing from Sis. Or was he? My heart throbbed. I was excited. I felt like I'd gotten a new toy. I was curious as to what kind of relationship Mion intended to build with him. I'd love to tease her about it.
ありがとう、ケイちゃん。よかったらお礼にお茶でもおごるよ。
Yeah, I like Satoshi a lot better. Can we bring him back, please? Even though I will say it looks like the 6th chapter of this may be from his point of view. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's Keiichi's or Satoshi's face in the thumbnail. It could be either one.
すぐ近くにおじさんの店があるし、どう？
Satoshi-kun would refuse out of modesty. But Keiichi Meibara said okay within 2 seconds. Well then, I couldn't wait to tease the two of them. My boring life suddenly became bright again.
おい、腕なんかにしがみつくなよ。
あれ、こういうの嫌いですか？
いや、その嫌いじゃないけど、その胸が当たって、その
胸が当たって何ですって？
Keiichi Maebara was fun. Mion thought the same way I did. She would always talk about him. I was happy for her. It made me smile.
お姉はケイちゃんのこと本当に気に入ってますね。ズバリケイちゃんの魅力を一言で示すと何です？そうだね。もしも一言でしか言っちゃいけないなら、やっぱり面白いとこかな。そうそう、この間の部活の時にさ。
Mion really liked him, but didn't seem to think it was love yet. She's reserved in that area, so that really was like her. As for me, well, I didn't hate him. But my feelings weren't the same as Mion's. Kei-chan was just too childish compared to Satoshi-kun. I wondered how Satoshi-kun was doing. Was he waiting for things to cool down somewhere far away? The case had already been solved, though. That dopehead was the murderer. There was no reason for him to wait anymore. I shook my head. I shouldn't think about it too much. Oh wait, I know. The case was confidential, so the arrest of the culprit hadn't been made public. So Satoshi-kun hadn't realized that he could come back. And I know he's a little thick-headed. Maybe he'd be waiting for things to calm down until the end of time. But if so, couldn't he give the call to Satoko at least? He should tell her he's living in a faraway place, but that he'd be coming home soon. That stupid Satoko. She'd been living with Rika Furude since Satoshi-kun went away, so nobody would pick up the phone even if he called. Stupid girl. Don't you want your big brother to come home? Given Satoshi-kun's personality, he wouldn't remember any phone numbers other than his home phone number. So he wouldn't be able to contact anybody in Hinamizawa. Maybe he's been calling Satoko every night. He keeps ringing, but nobody picks up. Then he'd assume Satoko might be taking a bath or be in the restroom. He put on a puzzled smile while mumbling, like always. I imitated his voice without realizing it.
それで何？何？どうしたの？今シオン何か言わなかった？
I laughed it off and urged Mion to continue. I realized then that her tone had changed. I hadn't been listening to her because I was thinking about Satoshi-kun. I thought she was still happily talking about Kei-chan, but Mion sounded grim now. Her faint smile looked pitiful. It was too late to ask what was going on, so instead I concentrated on her story instead.
でね、おじさんが今日は盛り上げてくれてありがとうって言って、売り物のお人形をみんなに一個ずつ。
Okay, this is picking up after chapter 2. Or, well, in media res, as they say, I think. Isn't that the right turn? Picking up a story kind of in the middle?
私以外の全員に。お姉以外の全員にね。そりゃあ私も欲しかったけどさ。みんなの手前、私にもちょうだいとは言い出せなかったし。相変わらずお姉は自分の欲しいものを欲しいと言えない人ですね。それで？
Mion sniffled. I realized that she was on the verge of tears.
ケイちゃんの袋にはね、一番可愛いお人形が入ってて、そのお人形が一番欲しかったってわけ？別に何のお人形だってよかったんだよ。
She just wanted one. Come on, read the signs. I mean, we already kind of know what happened in chapter 2, but yes, it was pretty obvious that she wants one handed to her by Keiichi. I mean, come on.
ケイちゃんは 私だけもらってないって知ってたのに、私にくれなかった。私にくれなかった。ミオンには似合わないよなって言ってくれなかった。次に生まれてくるときは男に生まれてこい、そう言われたんだよ。言われたんだよ。
That was Keiichi's weak point. He might be fun and popular, but he wasn't mature. Not like Satoshi-kun.
やり直したい。ケイちゃんに出会った最初の頃からやり直して、今度はちゃんと女の子だと思ってもらえるようにやり直したい。
Nah.
おねえ、深刻すぎですって。お姉がやり直したいと思って、しかも向こうが何もトラブってない状態なら全然セーフじゃないですか。互いに傷つき合ってただれちゃうと、まあやり直しも面倒でしょうが。やり直せるかな。ケイちゃんの前で涙を流してないなら、そもそも何も手遅れじゃないんです。お姉がこの場で適当に涙して、明日から心を入れ替えていけば修正可能ですって。そりゃケイちゃんのデリカシーのなさには呆れますけど、その結果は結局今日までのお姉の積み重ねてきた結果なわけですから。今日からの生活を少しずつ改めてポイントを稼ぎ直せばいいだけのことです。
This sounds like a great idea. Yeah. This is gonna work out so well.
生活を改めるってどうやって？お姉に可愛らしくしろって言うと、明日からフリフリの格好で登校しかねませんからね。変に構えないで普段通りに行きましょう。でも細かい部分でこれまでの違いを見せていく。そこがさりげないポイント。あと人形をもらったレナという子には釘を刺しておくこと。現在のケイちゃんの中ではお姉よりもレナの方が高ポイントの可能性が高いです。確かにレナは女の子っぽいしな。
You know, from everything we've seen, he sees Reina like a little sister. That's everything we've seen. And it seems pretty obvious that this is the case.
可愛いし、海外しいし。
And Mion is more than aware of this. Mion's not stupid. Mion would have picked up on that.
ライバルがいるならうかうかできませんよね。涙は男を引き寄せる力がありますけど、つなぎ止めておく力はありません。普段は笑っててポイントで泣く。萌えの典型パターンの一つかもです。私もケイちゃんに実践してみるかな。ダメだよ、ダメ。お姉が気に入る男の子ですからね。
Hey, Nagels.
私が気に入らない道理はありませんから。さーて、ケイちゃんをどう引き込んでみせようかな。
No, that's fine. We're just playing nonsense, so, you know.
なんならお姉、 どっちがケイちゃんの気を引けるか競争しましょうか。やだやだ、もう絶対やだ。シオン、ひなみ沢に来たら追い返す。
I'm happy for you, sis. It's not too late at all. It's important to know the distance between the boy you love and yourself, and shift the way you appeal to him to compensate. The boy I love is missing, you know? I don't even know where he is, or when he's coming back. Compared to that, you're very lucky. Mion was saying she'd do her best from tomorrow on with red, tearful eyes, but I sensed a deeply negative feeling emerging inside me. Nobody was blaming Mion for being happy with Keiichi. I wasn't envious. I wasn't jealous. I didn't want her to be blamed the same way I was blamed. It was just that there was no space for Satoshi-kun in Mion's mind anymore, filled as it was with Kei-chan and her other friends now. It didn't matter to her if Satoshi-kun came back or not, just like how she didn't care if it was sunny or rainy tomorrow. What about me then? Had I been thinking about Satoshi-kun all the time for the past year? I wasn't proud of my own answer. I'd become used to life without Satoshi-kun. His absence didn't hurt me anymore. I was getting used to life with Keiichi Maebara. And if I let my guard down, he might just fill up the space I'd been saving for Satoshi-kun. If Shion Sonozaki had prayed harder for Satoshi-kun to return, he might have come home already. Where did Satoshi-kun go? Last year, right after his disappearance, I paid close attention to the information circulating in the Sonozaki family and its underground connections, and I frequently went to the police station to check with the Wishi for new information. Even with all that, I couldn't get any new leads on his whereabouts. I eventually became interested in Noyashiro-sama's curse, which surrounded Satoshi-kun's disappearance. I'd researched the dark history of the village. The more I looked into it, the less likely his survival seemed. I'd returned Mio-san's scrapbooks to her, and then I hadn't gone to the library since. I started a new life in a new school. I'd made new friends, and in the same way, as falling leaves cover the ground, I felt like I was losing sight of what was really important to me. It was already almost the end of spring. They said that summer was coming early and it'd be very hot this year. Normally it'd be the rainy season now, but we'd had no rain at all. The Watanagishi Festival was right around the corner. Or the Watanabe Festival, if you like. It'd been almost a year since Satoshi-kun went missing. In Hinamizawa, they didn't allow you to talk openly about Oyashiro-sama's curse or the series of mysterious deaths. So everybody acts like the murder of Satoshi-kun's aunt never happened. That's because Satoshi Hojo-kun was a member of the family of traitors. He fell victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse on the 4th year running. He was demoned away. Everybody was trying to forget about his existence and erase their memories of him. Don't make him disappear because of the curse. Don't erase his existence. Satoshi-kun was living in Hinamizawa just a year ago. He went to school. He was an A student. He was a member of the Hinamizawa Fighters. He could never hit the ball when it really mattered. He was unreliable, but pure. He was warm. Because of the curse, people made him disappear. They stopped mentioning his name and acted like he never existed. A new resident like Keiichi Maebara wouldn't even know him. He seriously believed that Satoshi-kun had transferred out. I miss you, Satoshi-kun. I want to go shopping with you again. I want to be in a baseball game with you again and get a cold drink afterwards. I want to tease you, and I want you to stroke my head again. Your hand was so warm. I felt as if my whole body was being caressed. Satoshi-kun. I haven't opened up this notebook in a while. My feelings have been written down for over 150 pages. This notebook is the key to my heart. The other me who's been sleeping since last year is slowly waking up.
さんのドスケベぶりには呆れましたよ。
男の子なら仕方がないのですよ。みーちゃんもしーちゃんもケイチくん困ってるよ。
ですってよ、お姉。
What's with the double close up here?
大岡越前じゃあるまいし、このままケイちゃんが引きちぎれるまで引っ張りっこします。引っ張りっこなんかしてないよ。シオンが引っ張らなければ済むことでしょ。
Are they literally did they do this in chapter 2? Did they literally pull Keiichi in two directions here?
シオンは沖宮に帰れ。はい、了解。そうしますね。パッと。
I let go of Keiichi suddenly, so he and Sis flew off like a rubber band. Keiichi rolled on the ground while Sis was stuck in a bush head first. What lively people.
じゃあケイちゃん。
Yeah, that would have been a good outcome. Good end! Hooray!
これ以上からかうとお姉に噛みつかれかねないので、今日はこれで帰りますね。
あ、シオン。そのさ、今日はありがとな。
I don't know. As far as I know, her ban on being in Hinamizawa hasn't been lifted.
ああ、あんなのお安いご用です。あの程度で恩が着せられるならいくらでもってくらいに。
じゃあまたな、シオン。
So what exactly happened? Which part of the previous 4 chapters are we actually referencing right now? His hand landed on my head. Rub, rub, rub. He stroked my head pretty roughly, but the warmth reminded me.
じゃあすみませんね。今日は失礼します。またね、お姉。二度と来るなー。レナは紹介。サトコはトラ。リカちゃんは塩巻いて。
Yeah, this is not how you do answers. This is kind of the opposite of that. The warmth remained on the top of my head. It felt ticklish and sore. I had to stop. I got off my moped and pushed that aching spot against the telephone pole. Oh good, Shion's part cat. I'm sorry, Satoshi-kun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I never forgot about you. I still remember you. I'm worthless without you. I can't stand life without you because it's gray and cold and boring. It's true. It's true. I can never smile because you aren't here. I can't. See you, Shion. Keiichi's face appeared in my mind. I recalled the touch of his hand stroking my head. It wasn't warm. I wasn't happy. It was rough and painful. I hate that insensitive guy. He's too childish, rude, and cold. He's like a stray dog. I wasn't happy. It wasn't warm. I wasn't happy or overjoyed at all. Truly, she is living the worst fate, becoming infatuated with Keiichi. Truly, this is the worst fate that can befall her. That is an appropriate sound for somebody realizing they're becoming infatuated with Keiichi. Satoshi-kun mumbled. He didn't know what to say in a situation like this. but he knew that he'd better say something. He wanted to say something, but he didn't know what to say. So he just mumbled and said something about the Department of Redundancy Department. I'm sorry, Shion. Why are you apologizing, Satoshi-kun? I'm the one who should apologize. Even though I said I'd wait for you, even though I believed my heart wouldn't change. My heart is full of holes. You're leaking out from the small cracks in my heart, little by little. You're leaking out from me. Are you suffering because I'm here? Why? You're so precious to me. So don't say that. I've been here with you all this time. But I think I'm hurting you continuing to exist. I don't want that. That's not true. No, no, no! Where have you been, Satoshi-kun? You weren't with me. Tell me where you are. What's the address? What's the postal code? What's the name of the city? What's the street number? Tell me! There isn't an address. I haven't. Telling me you've always been with me, but always by my side. That's such a cliche. Which do you prefer, Shion? If I can give you strength, I'll stay by your side forever. But if you're suffering because of me, I'll disappear right away.
そんなこと言わない。一緒がいい。一緒がいいよ。サトシ君といつまでも一緒がいい。
Okay, I'll stay with you then. A car passed by. The noise snapped me out of my reverie. The sky was turning orange. I should get home before it gets cold. I should go home to Okonomiya. You're with me, right? Are you with me right now, Satoshi-kun? I walked back to my moped. My feet sank into the grass. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I stopped when I reached my bike. But then I heard an extra footstep. I gasped. I could feel somebody else's presence. I'm not stupid. Nobody else was around here. Nobody had suddenly appeared from behind me. So I wasn't surprised to find nobody when I turned around. But he was definitely still there.
サトシ君。
I couldn't see him, but he was there. He was there for me. Satoshi-kun never lies. The music is very reminiscent of horror movies at this point. Maybe it's just the fact that they're using a piano and playing staccato notes at about that speed. But for a second there, I could have sworn it was da 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 da. You know, for a second there, I could have sworn it was the other one. Anyway, he said he'd be with me all the time. I'd just been too insensitive to feel his existence until now.
サトシ君。サトシ君。
A breeze tickled my hair. It felt cold, but, to me, it was nothing but the warmth of his hand. It took me a while to notice that my cheeks were wet with tears. That was a part of the chapter.